What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy AD, and that's all day. I'm in the spot. What's going on? Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be, and when this live stream is going. Um, I wanted to talk about a little something early today. I wanted to talk about, some PlayStation stuff, some PlayStation news, gaming stuff, and give my little opinions on it because right now a lot of people are like kind of going a little hype over this PS5 VR 2 or PSVR 2. And what's up, ITB? And I just wanted to just give people my opinions and my whole thoughts on the whole thing and the ordeal because I just recently just went and looked, like, because I know it just came out like a few days ago. So I was just looking. I mean, I already find the whole PS5, what happened with that and this whole new console generation. I honestly found that to be a little hectic and shocking. But yeah, I mean, I this is like not a diss towards anyone who likes it. You know how it is. We all got things we like. We all got things we don't like. We all got things we want. We all got things we don't want. So it's none of that. But it's just me just being honest about what I feel and think about that, and especially about like the console generation in general. You know, because I am a gamer. I am a real collector. Like I will play any console. You know, I'm not the type of person who just feels like I just need this one thing and that's what it's gonna be. Like I float around to a lot of stuff, because I really do like collecting games and playing games. I love this shit. Been doing it ever since I was a kid, but then I took a long ass break. But then I came back and started going really hard. And let's start off with this PSVR 2, man. Like, honestly, I don't think it's worth it. I don't. And I'm going to explain why. Because it's kind of sad to me, too. It's kind of sad to me because I seen people actually agreeing with what I'm saying. Like, I seen some people be like, yeah, it's not worth it. This is totally out of price. Like it's not good. This shouldn't be what it is. But then like 2 weeks later, you see that they bought it. Like what in the world? Like this is why these companies be doing this to people. It's like this is why. Like okay, now the PSVR 2 just came out a few days ago, right? And this thing costs about $500-600, yo. $500-600. That is insane. That is insane for a accessory. This is not a console. This is an accessory, meaning that you gotta have the PS5 as well in order to play the PSVR 2. And we ain't even got to talk about games yet. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Drea. Good afternoon. And we ain't even talking about the games yet, but that's kind of outrageous for an accessory that just came out. VR on PC going to stay better than VR on PS5. VR chat going to stay on top due to mods. Yeah, VR on PC is definitely still good. Like the Oculus Quests and stuff, those are still available, and the prices for them right now aren't too bad. I think they've been out a little longer, but those are still available. Red said he said $600 for a PSVR. What is that supposed to be? Like a PS5 with virtual reality? Yes, man. It's basically like the PSVR 1. Like PlayStation 4 had a one, right? And it was all right. It was some games that was kind of cool on it, like Resident Evil and stuff like that. But then PSVR 2 comes out, and to be honest, it doesn't even look like that much of an upgrade than the one. Like I'm looking at people playing the game, I'm looking at people playing it, and it kind of looks a lot like one. Yeah, it's some little differences, some little kinks. But overall, do I believe that it's worth the $600 that they're talking about you paying for that? No. It's an accessory. It's an accessory. And this is why I wrote that the PS5 is not even that great either. Like, number one, it was wrong how they overcharged people all of that money when it first came out. And then they said, oh, it's a shortage and oh, all of that. That was bull. That was a lie. There never was no shortage. It's just companies know how to use your emotions to their benefits. You know, these are billion-dollar, million-dollar companies. They know how to get your money at this point. And other game companies were doing the same technique years before. So PlayStation and them wanted to get on. They were like, all right, we're going to just make them low and act like they're low, but we're going to jack the prices up so we can get way more money for what we're actually paid for these consoles. I mean, you got to look at the jump too. Like, look at the jumps between like PS1, PS2. That was a real jump. That was a real jump. That was a real upgrade. PS3, PS4, same thing. Yeah, prices went up a little bit, right? They went up, but not that high, not into the 900,000s. Like, come on now, not into 1,000, not even 800. I mean, PS2 to PS3 was a little high. I remember when that one first came out, PS3 was like, oh, we want like $500-$600, and then it fucking failed horribly because that console, the first generation of that console, was made terribly. It's good though because it plays PS2 games in HD, but it wasn't a good one. You know, PS3 didn't get good until the Slim came out. You know, and by that time, it definitely wasn't no $500. And then when it went to PS4, look, okay, again, it was just a slight jump. And PS4 honestly was a real like addition. Like going from PS3 to PS4, you could tell the difference that you really got to upgrade. Now, when you look at this new console generation, now that's when things are getting a little weird. Because you look at PS4 to PS5, and it's like more than a 50% jump in price. Yeah, the prices have come down a little bit now, but the console is it's over 2 years old. And even after 2 years old, go look up new PS5s. You still spending like $600-$700, which is insane. That is insane for something that isn't even that much of a boost. Like it doesn't make any sense. You look at the PS5 library, right? And you look at their games, more than half of the games are not exclusives. What type of shit is this? This is why I say this new generation, man, is something isn't right. When did you ever go into a console generation and more than half the games were not exclusives? You know, when did you ever play a PS2 or PS3 or PS4, but you were still playing like PS3 games and PS2 games? Or like that don't make no sense too. And Xbox do the same thing, right? Xbox does the same thing. Every time a new game come out, it's still on the Xbox One. It's okay, and I know what some people are gonna say too. I know. Lord SOS said games will make limited editions to lure people to rush and buy, then render those limited editions to nothing with premium copies. Battlefield for example. Yeah. Like when they post those games like that, those consoles, and they say, oh, we don't have enough, and that's why they cost the way they do. That's like making them limited edition, really, right? You know, it really is. Cause now people like, oh, let me hurry up and get them before they're gone. And I know, oh, and you know, see, that's why the companies did that because they know they can't get everyone when they do that, but they know that it's going to be a good amount of people out here that are going to buy it regardless, just because it's new and just because they want to have it and just say, oh, I got something new. Like they're starting to treat video game consoles like cell phones, like just like cell phones every year or whatever. It's like a new little improvement, but the price jumps like heavy as hell. But you get these slight improvements, but people run out and just buy the new phones just because they want to have a new phone, and then and that, you know, and they want to act like they're better than anyone who doesn't have it. That they're doing the same things with the games, but at first it was really bad. It was really bad at first, still pretty bad now. I say I'm not any VR games on PS5 games anyway. Nah, VR2 they tried to come out with a little nice little launch of games, but it really like even after 2 years, there's really not that many exclusives. Like I heard some people say on PS5 VR2, I heard some people say, well, Gran Turismo 7 is really good. That's why I got that down there. Because they was like, if you play that on VR and if you get the pedals, it's like a wonderful experience. And you know what? I could kind of think that would be an amazing ass experience. But damn, look how much money I got to spend though. And shit, it's still on the PS4, right? Gran Turismo 7 is still on the PS4, yo. That's why it's so crazy. Like nowadays, again, the price is okay. They went down a little bit. I say if you want to buy one loose, that's okay because those are about what 400, maybe 500. But again, this is after 2 years. When do you ever see a console come out and after 2 years the console is still overpriced as hell and barely ever drop? The only consoles I ever see really do this be Nintendo consoles. But even then, Nintendo will be like, here's this bundle, or here, like with the Switch. The Switch never really dropped too much. It dropped a little bit, but not too much. But the Switch never came out overpriced though. The Switch came out, it was like 300, 350. So it wasn't really overpriced. What's up, Garcia? What's popping, man? What's popping? Only way I buy VR is if I can connect it to my PC. And I don't even think it can. I don't mean, you never know. Somebody might figure out a way to do that shit. But so far, I don't think you can. I think it's just for the PlayStation 5, which is crazy, man. I mean, that's what really turns me off about, like, it's so many consoles and games out here and stuff to play that's super fun. But don't get caught up on the, oh, I just want it because it's new. But are you really getting something that's really worth it and better than what it really was in the past? It's like a lot of things today, they're clearly becoming worse, but they done got people so caught up in it that they know they're gonna buy it anyways, just because people just like to buy stuff to say that they got it. It's a lot of people that I know that have a PS5, have an Xbox Series X, have and a lot more consoles on top of them. And I'm telling you right now, a good amount of them are saying that their PS5s are collecting dust. I'm serious. I'm not even lying either. They be like, man, I be too busy playing my this, or they be like, man, I be too busy playing my that. PS5 just collecting dust. Laura SOS said, can't find old consoles in my area unless you go to a small time used game shop. GameStop won't have a GameCube. LOL. They used to, right? They used to sell, they tried to go retro gaming. My best advice is online, eBay, Amazon. That's my best advice. You could definitely find a used one or, in good condition for the low. GameCubes are still decently priced. They're not that expensive. Now the games, on the other hand, now that's when you got to be like, oh shit, because the GameCube games are expensive as fuck. Those are some of the most expensive games in existence right now. There are some cheap ones here and there, but yeah, there's some games out there high as fuck, man. Shit, I own some of them. I wish I never sold most of my GameCube collection because I did, because I knew it was worth something. So I sold like 75% of my GameCube collection. I did. But the other 25% I kept though. I didn't sell everything. And man, I do got some hitters for that console. I wish I had Def Jam 2. Shit, even Def Jam 1 has skyrocketed up. That game is like $40 now, $50 for just number one on the GameCube. Garcia said, you got a Nintendo? Yeah. Yeah, I got all the Nintendo consoles, pretty much. All the newer ones. The oldest Nintendo console that I own is what, a DS? Yeah. Well, I mean, shit, I got the DS that play Game Boy Advance too. And I got the Wii that plays GameCube. Yeah. I got a Wii U. I got a Switch. I love my Nintendo shit. I have a lot of fun with my Switch. That's what Nintendo wise, that's what I've been playing lately is my Switch. But I still play PlayStation and Xbox as well. Super Nintendo. Nope. I don't have a Super Nintendo. Not that throwback. I would like to collect for some of those old consoles. Like I even wanted to collect for an NES because that was the first console I ever played. But what really stopped me is just, man, like they're just so throwback and hard to find and get and expensive. So what I rather do when it comes to like a Super Nintendo, I rather just buy the y'all know the classic. I just rather buy that and just hack that, right? And then just be able to play whatever Nintendo game you want on there. On PC, it's a game called VR Paradise. It's a VR game. You walk into a club and and get a lap dance. PS5 will not go that far. LOL. That sounds crazy. That sounds like some GTA. That sounds like GTA in VR. They ain't got GTA in VR, do they? Because I remember in GTA they used to do that too. Coming in and the girl give you a lap dance and shit. And it'd be so damn funny how they act when they get in their lap dance too. They sit there and they act motionless and dead. Like it's hilarious. But that sounds interesting though. VR Paradise. That does sound interesting. Garcia said, "So you don't have a Nintendo?" LOL. I mean, I got some Nintendo products, but I don't have a like an original NES. Nah, I got some games like from my past, a couple games I kept, but I tried to get this little retro console thing. I tried to buy that, and that thing just was terrible. The pins in it was terrible. It made me not even want to collect for NES. It really didn't. Lord SOS said, my son said something about Sony shutting PS4 communities down slowly. He thinks they pushing everyone to PS5. Eventually, they will do that. Is PS3 still up? Because I remember they were threatening to take down the PS3 stuff, just like PSP. I don't know. I think they were threatening to take it down, but then they turned around and they kept it up. But eventually, over time, it will be gone. Just like the Wii. It'll be gone, and people will have to. Just like if you want certain upgrades or certain things, that shit gone. Just like if you bought certain things from the store, it'll be well. You better have it on your downloaded stuff because it'll be gone. Yep, in a mod that I let you play GTA 5 on VR. See, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, that sounds like really cool with some GTA. I think that's a cool ass game to be on VR. Now, what do I think about VR? I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it, but would I play it and check it out? Yeah, I would definitely play it and stuff. But am I like super like interested in it? Like, oh my gosh, no. But I do think it's interesting. But do I think the PS5 VR2 is worth what they're saying it's worth? No, because you're basically paying the same amount as what the console is worth today. So that right there doesn't make any sense. The console currently today is about $500 to $600, depending on where you look. So you're paying that if you didn't pay more in the future, in the past. Then you're paying all of this just for an accessory. See, that's letting you know what I was saying in the beginning. These companies are doing this on purpose. They want the money. These companies, when people keep buying and buying and not really letting the company know what they're doing, they will just keep taking advantage of you. It's called business. And that's exactly what they're doing. PS5, Sony came up like holy hell when the PS5 came out because people were running around still buying it when it was like $900, $1,000, which is clearly overpriced. But again, everybody wants to get it and everybody wants to get online and say that they got it, but nobody's really thinking about, well, what games is for it and what are we really going to play? Like I said, the jump wasn't even really that much of a jump. Like statistically, yeah, it's a jump, but not that much of a jump. When you compare it to other consoles, it's not a jump like that, man. And I still find it sad most games are not exclusives. That should be a red flag right there. So now they're collecting money from two different pots. In the past, you basically had to collect from one pot if you moved on because you would lose most of your sales for the older system. See, nowadays, it's hella people still just buying them from the old one. So now you collecting from the new pot, which is PS5, and you're collecting from the old pot, which is PS4. And all you're really doing is telling people, hey, it has slightly better statistics, but it's still the same fucking game. It's still the same damn game. And then when you do buy it on PS5, there, what you spending now? $80? You spending 70, $80? I mean, if you got it, you got it. But at the same time, shouldn't we be cautious and careful with our money? Shouldn't we be a little more just thinking about it like, hey, like this is $600 for this, but man, just think about what else you could do with that $600. With $600, you can buy a whole bunch of shit and flip it, but you ain't about to flip that PSVR 2. And once you do buy that, right? you know once you do buy that, you know the price is just gonna go down. It's gonna take a little while, just like PS5, but give it about 2 years, it'll be about $300 by then. Laura said No Man's Sky on VR is hard as fuck. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about No Man's Sky on the PSVR 2 as well. And I heard a lot of people are interested in that game because you know how it looks and how it plays. No Man's Sky is a very unique game, man. I just wish it was a little better how the game, played, like how it works. But the world, like that's got to be the best part about that game is the world, man. Such an amazing world, you know. And because back to what I was saying, like that's what the whole plan was. See, now PlayStation 5, once they got all those early comers who they know was gonna buy stuff no matter what, then they start slowly dropping the price. So now they can get the other people who knew not to buy at 1,000. So they like, all right, now it's 700. Now it's 800, Now it's 600. Now I can get all of y'all. You see how much more money they done made? When you really think about it, they've made a lot of money off of this. And now they're trying to make even more with an accessory. Again, this is an accessory, but you're charging $600. That's proof right there. They want that money. That thing really should be like 300, 400 at max. Not no 600, $600. And you know why? Because they know people gonna buy it. And I'm telling you, I've seen people literally diss it like, man, don't buy it. Like, don't do it. It's expensive. Don't do it. And then next thing you know, 2 weeks later, I see the same person bought it. I'm not even joking. And then I'm watching them play it, and I could tell they're not really that interested in it. But then when you ask them, hey, do you think it's worth it or is it still good? Now their opinions are blurred and skewered because now they bought it. So now it's not like they're going to be actually honest about it. Now they're going to literally be like, it's okay or it's good, knowing damn well they're not going to be playing that as much as their Switch or their PS4 or their Xbox. And they know damn well, or whatever else thing you play. PC, older generations, they know darn well they're going to be playing something else more than they playing that, but they ain't going to admit it. I mean, you got a few hardcore VR gamers, right? You got a few hardcore ones out there that will be on that and they'll love it. But most people, I think they just want to get it just to be like, hey, I got the PSVR 2, guys, look. And then they act like it's all fun and shit. And then once the camera go off, they toss that motherfucker back in the box. They hook up some other shit, get to play on some other shit, man. I mean, like I said, I watch, man, we live in the days of the internet too now. So you live in the days where you could see reviews, basically try before you buy now. So I think people should take advantage of that. What's up, C? Bike Life? What's popping? He said, I am listening on this. I very rarely play video games, but seen an MTB game on YouTube that looked good on PS5. So what would I buy a console? Well, he said, but so what would I buy a console system? You said MTB. I'm trying to think, what game is that? MTB. I wonder which game you talking about. And I wonder, is that an exclusive too? I'm trying to think. I know it's an acronym. Biker Life. What up, biker? Right. What's going on, man? What's up? I mean, hey, some of the stuff, like I said, you do get some little upgrades. You get visual upgrades. You might get a little performance upgrades, but it's still the same game. Still the same game. I mean, just like Nintendo, look how they can constantly keep coming out with these remasters of games, right? But and get paid new prices for these clear ass remasters, but it's still the same damn game. Majority of the time, it's still the same game. Like with Metroid Prime, I'm not buying that Metroid New Prime, especially if I know I got it on the GameCube. Now, for those who never played it and they want to get into it, I'm like, okay, but if you already played it and beat it and you already own it on the GameCube, there's no point in getting that shit on the Switch. Because I got it. I got Metroid Prime on the GameCube. I still never beat it yet, believe it or not. I played it a little bit, but never beat it. I kind of want to play it a little more now just because the new one did come out. What's up, Lennon? Oh, you said mountain bike. So it was a mountain bike game? I wonder which game you talking about. I haven't seen a new mountain bike game in a long time. It's a lot of Pacific games new that I haven't seen in a while. Like a new boxing game. When the hell they gonna come out with a new boxing game? It's been a while. Shit, y'all coming out with Creed 3 and shit. Make that a game. Make Creed 3 a game. That shit probably be dope. Hey, what's up, Landon? How you doing, man? What's going on, bro? Just having a little early conversation about the PS5 VR2 and the PS5 and just gaming in general, because I mean, it's just like the cell phones, man. Just like with cell phones, didn't they do that with that? Oh, every year a new one kept coming out and they kept giving little slight improvements, but the price would jump like $100, 150, 200. And you see how they made off that money all off of that just because people just wanted to show out. People just wanted to say, hey, I got it. Look at me. Don't you think I'm cool? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all have our reasons, but just be careful of your wallet and don't let these companies take advantage of you. Because when you start pulling back and letting these companies know that you care more about your dollar than emotions, that's when companies will start doing more for you. That's when companies will start giving you better bundles, better deals, better IPs. That's when that will happen. The more that we just keep buying it and knowing that it ain't really that improvement or that much of an upgrade, and they're still clocking in all of this dough, that's when we are messing up as gamers. That's when we start messing up, man. Bike Light says, so it's PS5 with buying over PS4. I mean, honestly, if I had to be honest with you, I say you're better off getting a PS4, man. Honestly. Especially if you didn't want to like spend and you wanted to spend a decent amount of money, but still get a lot of excitement and enjoyment at what you're buying. Hell yeah, get a PS4. Shit, the PS4 is one of the best consoles right now, I think, to start off with. Like, if you've never been a collector before, I advise starting with the PS4 because the library is so great, full of great exclusives, and a lot of the games are cheap now. And in the future, those games are going to be games that's really going to be worth something. Those PS4 exclusives, these PS5 games, just like with Xbox One and the Xbox Series X, if you pay attention to the game prices, notice that in the future, it doesn't seem like they're going to be worth much value. You could tell. Switch, you could say this somewhat same for, but I don't think the Switch is going to be like that. The Switch will be valuable in the future. It's still valuable now. But I noticed that Switch prices never drop like Xbox prices and stuff like so. And the PS5 may be the same way. We will see. It depends on if it's an exclusive or not, though. But yeah, PS4 all the way, dude. You would have so much fun and come up. I mean, unless you really, really, really want a PS5, but I think you would get more out of what you would spend. Lord SOS said, you buy it from Walmart, they buy it from Japan or somewhere overseas. You're sending your money elsewhere. It will be a good tactic to keep the enemy broke. LOL. You buy it from Walmart and they buy it from Japan. I mean, hey, you know, some people that buy it straight from Japan and buy it overseas, especially if you want to get your stuff early. Some people be doing that. And these companies like Walmart and stuff, they're connected as well when it comes to, oh, did we have it in stock? Do we have it in stock? They were a part of this cha-ching too. They cha-chinged out because people got too desperate. Like I said, I seen them do the same thing with the Nintendo Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic. I'm telling you, this is all a scam. And whenever this happens, notice that it's not really a scam, it's more of a business tactic. But notice how, what I meant to say was, notice how whenever that big jump happens, like we seen, notice how they say it's a shortage, and notice how they turn around and be like, oh, scalpers, 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 scalpers. And that was something that a lot of people got twisted too with the PS5, because that was basically the bigger company shitting on the little man, because scalpers was not the problem. And don't hate on someone who can buy something and flip it. That's a business, that's doing business like them, but they obviously have bigger business, so they'll blame it on scalpers. So you think it's them buying everything up? So you put all the blame on them instead of blaming it on the company who's purposely not putting them out there like that so they can make more money. And then you see in the future now it's all well stocked and all of that. Like, come on. It clearly that's how it was set up to be. And as you can see, they got a lot of people. And over time, they got more. Say I'm against buying Fortnite skins. What? I never seen a Fortnite skin to be honest. I never seen one before. I haven't gotten a skin in a long time, man. I got one for my PSP that looks really cool. I was thinking about buying a skin for the Switch. So, cause some skins on the Switch be looking damn good. And some of the Joy Cons and stuff. I was thinking about that. Hatchimals. Thanks, bro. I will look on eBay, use PS4. See you, bro. Got a ride. Our weather has been great this winter. Probably the same in the big city, Windy City, Chicago. Yeah, bike life. I agree with you, man. This weather has actually been much better this year, winter wise than last year. We got a little cold, we got a little snow, but not too bad. Like honestly, it's almost 50 degrees outside right now. It's about like 40s. It's nice and sunny. So I agree. This winter has been better, but I don't think it's over though. I don't think it's over yet. I think we gonna get one good strong push coming soon. Coming soon to a home near you. They're like $12, 1,500 V-bucks for 15 bucks, 1,200 V-bucks for one skin Canadian. Yeah, yeah, I remember that was a big deal too with the V-bucks and stuff like that. Oh man, that's why a lot of sports games been kind of falling off as of lately. But yeah, that's what they were doing. Oh, it's the scalpers. It's the scalpers. And that's sad because they want you to get mad at the common man, but not get mad at the business. Get mad at someone who can do what you can't do or you don't want to do because you don't understand why they doing. Like you can't get mad at someone who wants to buy something and resell it. Like what the fuck? Like that happens all the damn time. Like what is a pawn shop? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Ain't no way in the world a small handful of scalpers can buy a whole network of consoles. And I can't believe people believe that, man. Come on. You know damn well it's more regular people out here wanting to buy it than actual scalpers. And in order to be a so-called scalper, you gotta have a lot of money and you gotta be willing to spend it. So just statistically, that should let you know that it's not really the scalpers. But they'll lie and tell you that so you believe it, so you don't see the real problem and the issue at hand, and then you get mad at your fellow man. Stay at odds with your fellow man instead of having respect for someone who can actually fund some shit and run some shit. I respect people like that, man, because it's not easy. It's not easy to do that type of stuff. You know, but PS5, PSVR. I mean, right now, again, PS5 right now is more worth it. I still think it's a little overpriced though, and not really that worth it based on the games and stuff. But I definitely say like, yeah, don't buy. I would definitely buy a PS5. Don't buy no PSVR. Wait, and even on the PS5, I still think people should wait a little bit. I think they should wait at least another probably till the end of this year, cause then that's when them real sales gonna pop up. Like I think some real sales is gonna pop up soon, cause it's been over 2 years now, So that's just my advice, just especially wait on that PSVR too. Do not go out and buy that for that price. It is totally not worth it. It's not. All you doing is making the companies feel like they did the right thing, because you should not sell no accessory the damn near the same price as the game. Obviously, that's like extra. Come on. Don't, it's not even worth it. You better off popping in your PS4 and your PSVR 1. I'm gonna keep it real. You better off with that as of the moment. The scalpers take a risk when they buy and resell. Yeah, they do. They do take a risk. They do, because you don't always know if it's going to go up or down. Some things are a little bit more obvious or not, but everything is a risk because you never know how the price is, right? Like some things that were cheap back in the day are high now. Some things that were high back in the day are cheap now. You just got to keep a good eye and a good mind and just be really into this stuff. The more you are into it and the more you educate yourself about it and that you do it and you watch it, the more you'll know and the more you'll learn, you know, and the more fun you'll have too. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this one. I just wanted to do this on some early stuff. Just felt like talking about it because I know it's new. It's only been out for like what, not even a week yet. And I've been seeing a lot of people's reactions on it. So I wanted to give my opinion on it. Again, this is just my honest opinion. This is not a diss, this is no hate, but I just wanted to let y'all know what I think. So I appreciate all y'all stopping by in the comments. Thank y'all. And I'll be back one of these days. Who knows? Oh, and one more thing. I did get that Cardi B meal. That Cardi B meal, yeah, I did get that. So expect that review to be coming up on the Food Channel very soon. Yeah, yeah. That's probably going to be a rant for real. And yeah, have a good one, everybody. And hold on, you said, is that Charmander bottom of the screen? Is that Charmander? Uh-uh. That's actually my NBC pillow. You can't really see it, but it's my NBC pillow. It's all blending in certain colors. But all right, guys. Have a good one. Take care. And I'll see you guys on the later tip. Peace.